Hi, how are you? So I don't know if you can tell or not, but I'm a big anime fan. Well, more recently I've gotten more into manga, but whatever. My Dress Up Darling is over and I cried. Even when I was younger and in school, I would talk about how much I like that kind of stuff. Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, the other ones. And because at the time it wasn't nearly as socially acceptable, I got bullied for it. Off topic, I've been given two swirlies. I don't know what 80s movie my bullies in grade school were in, but come on, man. Come on. They tried to shove me in lockers, but I was too big at that point. Anyway, sorry, back to the video. I've always loved anime, even before I knew what it was. I just thought they were sharp cartoons. I remember being like 6 at my grandmother's house and seeing Digimon Frontier for the first time and was like, whoa, why is that butterfly kind of hot? When I was a kid, we'd have cable and I didn't have a TV or access to one really in general, but we did have a family TV. And on Saturday mornings, ooh, did I use what that TV was intended for? That's when the good stuff came on. Yu-Gi-Oh, Sonic, Yu-Gi-Oh again, Dragon Ball, One Piece, Yu-Gi-Oh a third time. But then when I was like 12, I moved in with my grandmother, and then came the internet. And with the internet came everything I couldn't watch before, all the episodes I missed from One Piece and all that crap. I finally had access to it. And then a little while later, when I was talking to a cousin of mine, have you seen those sharp, angular cartoons? Do you mean anime? Me being embarrassed aside, that's when he showed it to me. Something life changing. Soul Eater. That was my first proper anime after I learned what it was, at least. And for like a year, that was my life. Sick action, great characters, and an amazing story. I rewatched it over and over whenever I could. But after a while, I wanted something different. Another anime, maybe a certain show with swords, or maybe something with like an online aspect, maybe.
My love, my my precious.
Sword Art Online. I hate this show in a very loving way, of course. Now, I can and have gone on an hour-long tangent about how much I love to hate the show and how much I hate to love this show. But so I don't start crying and foaming out of the mouth, I'm just gonna move on. And maybe I might make another video about that. I'm not sure. I don't think anyone wants to see that. At the time, Sword Art Online was revolutionary, and there are better videos online to explain why exactly it's so crazy. But if you just look up Sword Art Online, good or bad, you'll probably find hundreds of them explaining why it was great and bad at the same time. I can't do it justice. And to me, who was, I don't know, like 12 at the time, that was the biggest revolution since I discovered the incognito tab. But because I got so into Sword Art Online, that opened the floodgates to me liking so many more anime, and it's all Sword Art Online's fault. I did start watching better things, Log Horizon, Familiar Zero, my favorite, Devil's a Part-Timer. I think I just realized there was a pattern there. Anyway, but when I started to watch more and more anime, this weird anxiety, like, started to creep, you know? I don't know how to explain it. It's like, if I wasn't watching anime, I wasn't doing anything. If I tried to watch something else, my mind was like, but you're not watching anime. You could be watching anime right now. What's wrong with you? And it got to the point where I started dreading watching anime. And I almost gave up watching it for a full year, almost. But then Sword Art Online Season 2 came out. Hi, so thank you for watching. I originally wanted to make this like 5-ish to 10 minutes, which 10 minutes probably wasn't gonna happen. I'm gonna be completely honest. Elden Ring Night Rain comes out tomorrow at 11 p.m. for me, and I get off at 12, so as soon as I go home, I'm playing. Anyway, sorry, it's a little shorter than I wanted it to be. I did end up actually cutting almost a full 5-minute rant about Sword Art Online, because I love to hate Sword Art Online. I've done it to my friends. I've gone off on a full hour tangent about how much I hate Sword Art Online and how much it has disappointed me, but I'm, again, not gonna do that right now. I almost went on the exact same tangent, sorry. Yeah, anyway, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy this. I'm enjoying doing longer things, and I just got my setup working properly, but I'm gonna be moving soon, so my setup isn't gonna be set up that properly anymore. Anyway, have a great day. It's 4:11 a.m. for me, so have a great morning.